Greetings and welcome. I'm Paul Hansen, and together with my wife Christine, we'd like to take a few minutes to introduce you to Take Shape for Life and hopefully answer any questions you might have, as well as let you assess whether or not this would be a good match for you. Before we start, on your screen you'll see a chat area. We invite you to type your questions or comments so that one of us can get back with you to make sure your questions get answered. Also, if you want to close the chat window, you can do so by clicking on the close button that you'll see there. This will allow for full screen viewing. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, who is Take Shape for Life? Well, we are a national health network providing solutions for creating optimal health. Basically, we're comprised of approximately 10,000 health coaches. Of those 10,000, 75 to 80% are lay people, and the remaining 20 to 25% are healthcare professionals. We are led by Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson, whose picture you see there on the left. He is the co-founder and medical director of Take Shape for Life, and he was a brilliant physician, basically first in his class at medical school. He was the 10th board certified critical care doctor in the United States, and he is author of the best-selling book, Dr. A's Habits of Health. And together with him, he created our mission, which is to create health versus react to disease. So, a little bit about our credibility. Our parent company is Medifast. Now, Medifast has been a leader in meal replacements for over 30 years. They are on the New York Stock Exchange. In fact, they were named Stock of the Decade in 2010 at the end of the decade. One of the top 200 small cap companies according to Forbes. They own their own tools of production. They have FDA inspected manufacturing facility and spate warehousing. They produce and are the gold standard in America for nutritional weight and health management. They have safe, effective, and proven meal replacements that they produce. The clinical studies have all been done at Johns Hopkins and the National Institute of Health. They've been recommended by over 20,000 physicians since 1980 and successfully utilized by over 2 million people. As well as, of course, Dr. Anderson is nationally known and as a best-selling author as well. Our program, first of all, is not a diet. Dieting alone for most people really is not a winning strategy. Statistics show that about 85% of people who diet will regain their weight back within 2 years, and usually a little bit more on top of that. We offer a comprehensive program that includes 3 components. First of all, we have the medically formulated portion control Medifast meal replacements that help clients safely and rapidly lose weight up to 2 to 5 pounds per week on average. Secondly, we have a lifestyles program called the Habits of Health that help people take responsibility for their health while learning key behavioral habits that help them create health for a lifetime. And then third, we offer a free health coach that acts as a guide to support clients and encourages the clients to hold up, basically the coach holds up the mirror to the client to make them accountable. No one else offers what Take Shape for Life can deliver. Now, health coaching is free to the Take Shape for Life client. So what do we do as health coaches? Well, we give people the tools to transform their lives. We help them create optimal health, which is much more than losing weight. You'll see 2 people on the slide here in front of you. On the left is Ron, and on the right is Susan. Ron lost over 70 pounds in 5 months and has kept it off for over 7 years. Susan lost over 100 pounds and has maintained her new weight for over 5 years. Dominic and Rita Terranelli. Prior to Take Shape for Life, Dominic was trying to lose weight and get in shape by exercising 5 days a week. However, after about 5 months, he actually gained weight by putting on muscle but not losing fat. Well, exercise is a great strategy for maintaining weight and staying healthy, that's for sure. But unfortunately, beyond age 40, it's a difficult strategy to use to lose weight. On our program, Dominic lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months. Rita lost 26 pounds. Now, they've maintained their weight now for over 7 years. Nick Peloso was an active adult, but over time had gained weight. Nick lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks and maintained that weight loss for over 4 years. Josephine Shaw, before, was overweight, difficulty regulating blood sugar, very high cholesterol, very high blood pressure, and she spent many, many days in and out of bed, and that was her entire lifestyle. Today, she's off all blood sugar medications, off cholesterol medications. She's taken herself off hormone replacement therapy medications. She has a normal blood pressure. She went from a size 18-20 to a size 10, and her total weight loss was 50 pounds. And Josephine has kept her weight off now for over 10 years. Dr. Joe Pecoraro, here is a cardiovascular surgeon who we would think would know better, but Dr. Joe had been overweight since his childhood. And on our program, he lost 123 pounds in 9 months, and he's maintained a healthy weight now for over 6 years, and he is also a health coach. Nancy Pettit. Nancy Pettit she'd been healthy all of her life. She started her optimal health journey when she was 265 pounds. Now this picture shows her at 258. Within 9 months, she lost half her weight and has maintained a healthy weight for over 10 years. And here you see yours truly and my lovely wife, Christine. That's me on the left and Christine on the right, if you hadn't guessed already. Together, we've lost 61 pounds, and we have now maintained our weight, newfound weight, for over 3 years. The overall effect has been tremendous for me. I got off 2 medications, which were statins for cholesterol and Prilosec for indigestion. And our sleep improved, as well as for Christine, her knees and joints stopped aching. Now, of course, losing the weight was the first step in our life as health coaches, but we'll get a little more on that down the road. We have a national crisis in America. 70% of adults are overweight. By the year 2030, over 90% of us will be overweight or obese if we don't do something now. And that's according to Baylor University study. Overweight is becoming the #1 most preventable cause of disease in the United States. The human and financial costs are enormous. It's literally threatening our healthcare system. And this challenge has spawned a multi-billion-dollar industry that's growing at approximately 7% every year. If you look at trends in obesity, you can clearly see how the country is getting heavier and less healthy every year. In the top 3 images of America, you can see how the rates of obesity have escalated from 1994 through 2007. The bottom 3 images of America shows the increase of the incidence of type 2 diabetes over the same period of time. First of all, there's a direct correlation between being overweight and obesity, and I think it's a pretty obvious effect. The rates of the various diseases like type 2 diabetes, also people contract high cholesterol, hypertension, heart disease, and the list goes on. In fact, now obesity contributes to up to 80% of the advancement of many of the diseases that we face today. And here's an interesting fact. As little as 10% reduction in weight can actually lower the overall risk of disease by over 50%. So overweight leads to a cascading effect of disease. As you can see from this slide, overweight leads to insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and certain types of cancers, none of which are things we want. As the symptoms of being overweight and obese occur, which include heart attack, headaches, back and knee pain, constipation, the list goes on, the need for over-the-counter drugs increases. Eventually, as the symptoms worsen, the need for prescription medications or surgery becomes necessary, with, of course, the potentially dangerous side effects. More than 50% of all insured Americans are taking prescription medicines regularly for chronic health problems. By providing a new path to help the individual lose weight and create health, this downward spiral can usually be stopped and sometimes even reversed. Most people are born healthy, but through neglect over time, their health begins to suffer. Now, as a person becomes overweight and then obese, this can lead to increased cholesterol, LDL, bad, and decreased HDL, which is the good cholesterol, increased triglycerides, high blood pressure, heart disease, insulin resistance, diabetes, cancers, accelerated aging, decreased quality of life, decreased length of life. By the time the medical delivery system gets to them, people are generally sick. Often it's really due to poor lifestyle and nutrition choices. Today, because of obesity, the curve that you see here in this screen is actually shifting to the left. And for the first time, life expectancy in the U.S. may become shorter from one generation to the next. What we propose is to change from reacting to disease to creating health and shifting the curve to the right by getting healthy and adopting the habits that will help keep you healthy. If you look closely at this slide, you can see the dramatic effect that getting to a healthy weight can have on someone who's overweight or obese. In many cases, we observe a dramatic improvement and reversal of some conditions. Just on the right side of the chart, you'll see depression reduced 55%, obstructive sleep apnea 74 to 98% resolved, asthma 82%, cardiovascular disease 82%, hypertension 52 to 92%, GERD 72 to 98%, stress, urinary incontinence 44 to 88%, degenerative joint disease 41 to 76%. And the interesting one down there in the bottom right, mortality, 89% reduction in the 5-year mortality study. So definitely overweight, obesity is very much linked with our diseases that we encounter. So how did this happen? Let's go back to our basic design as a human being. Our design as a successful species was well adapted to our environment, but we've basically the same genetics as our ancestors did 10,000 years ago. But a lot of things have changed, haven't they? Our world and our activities have changed significantly since we arrived here as a species, and especially in the last century. Back then, 10,000 years ago, we were hunters and gatherers, and we ate small meals throughout the entire day, worked hard to find our food, and food couldn't be stored. So what you found, what you hunted, you ate, and you had to do it again the next day. Fast forward to today. We have an abundance of food that's inexpensive, it's high in calories, fat, salt, and carbohydrates, but often low in nutrition. We're also moving a lot less. When the body has more energy, which is calories, than it needs, it will do what's designed to do, and that is to store the energy as fat. So we live in very much a different environment than what our bodies were designed for. We have a hostile world that's full of stress. We have energy-dense food that's readily available. We suffer through literally what we call nutritional pollution. The food industry certainly isn't helping us. You know, there's healthy, inexpensive foods that are not readily available, and more human energy saving devices. Started with computers, started with all of our energy saving devices. And you know, the public has been losing confidence. There's the growing increase in apathy and even denial. So what's the solution? Is there a solution? Yes. It's called Take Shape for Life. Remember earlier I talked about our comprehensive system for creating health with these 3 unique and powerful components? Let's explore how it works. First, we will do a health profile with you, and this is to make sure you're a candidate for the program. We need to make sure there's no contraindications, anything that would not be advised for you to start onto a health program such as this. We'll get some basic information about your current health status, your goals, and your motivation to begin the program. Now, as a side note, we always recommend that you consult with your primary care or family physician, especially if you're taking medicines. As people lose weight, they may need to have their medicines adjusted or even eliminated. That's the good news. One of the ways we assess a client's overall health and help them determine what a healthy weight for them might be is to use the body mass index, which you see here. Now, if you're familiar with the BMI chart, you know that it takes into consideration your height and weight, and based on that you get a score. Well, BMIs over 25 are considered overweight, while BMIs over 30 are considered obese. Now, we know that the BMI chart will identify your current risk for developing the diseases we mentioned earlier. Although this is not the end-all be-all, it's not perfect, but it allows us, along with your waist circumference, to give us a good predictor of your risk for disease. The weight loss phase of our program is called the 5-in-1, and it's a structured eating plan that's easy to follow. It's 5 MetaFast meals per day, portion control meal replacements, and 1 lean and green meal per day. Now, MetaFast meals, currently we have over 80 meals. I know the slide says 70, that needs to be updated. They are portion controlled, they're high quality food, highly bioavailable. There's no stimulants or drugs in these. They're very convenient to use. We call it goof proof because all you have to do is eat 5 of these a day, 1 lean and green, and you really are on a goof proof program. And it's cost neutral because basically you're replacing the food you would normally be eating anyway. And the program itself is low calorie. We're going to be reducing on the 5-in-1 your caloric intake down to about 850 to 1,000 calories a day, with adequate protein to preserve muscle. And what this does, it creates a gap between the energy required of your body and the energy provided, causing the body to release the fat that's stored. Now, we do this by getting you to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, which helps stabilize your blood sugar levels. Because you're eating every 2.5 to 3 hours, you won't be hungry. Our average client or patient will lose 2 to 5 pounds per week. Now, the simple question is for you is, can you eat every 3 hours? And that's really the bottom line. Now, most people lose weight much faster on our program than traditional food-based diet plans. The meal replacements are a catalyst to help people safely and rapidly lose fat. Now, these are medically formulated meal replacements that use the concept of a low calorie level along with adequate protein. Now, clinical studies show that this combination allows weight loss to occur rapidly while protecting muscle. Now, you're allowed 1 lean and green meal of regular food that you eat every day. Now, the lean and green meal can be eaten any time throughout the day, but most common is dinner time, of course, with family or your significant other, if you will. The meal includes 4 to 7 ounces of lean meat or other protein source, plus 2 cups of salad and or vegetables. Now, how it works. Before people start the program, the reason people gain weight is because is a result of calories in don't equal calories out. So the excess energy is stored as fat. In phase 1, when you start on the 5-in-1 program, we lower your overall calories and create an energy gap between the amount of calories your body needs and what you're eating. After 3 days, the body goes into what we call a fat burning state, where it will preferentially use the fat stores as an energy source. Now, this allows people to lose up to 2 to 5 pounds per week of fat. After about 3 weeks on the program, we'll have you begin a mild exercise program of walking 20 minutes 3 times per week. Prior to that, we don't want you doing any huffing and puffing, no strenuous exercise because of the reduced caloric intake. Now, once you hit your healthy weight, we'll begin a transition process where you will be adding more calories to your diet and increase in regular foods. Now, in phase 2, while you're losing weight, you're learning the habits through Dr. Anderson's Habits of Health to keep it off and move towards optimal health. The first part of that journey is to adopt our Be Slim lifestyle. As people lose weight, they become excited about the results, and they're anxious to learn the lifestyle changes to keep the weight off. This we call the teachable moment. The Be Slim lifestyle comes from the work done at the National Weight Control Registry in Colorado, along with research by Dr. Anderson. They put together these behaviors that, if they're adopted by people who have lost weight and maintained it over years. Now, it's a long-term strategy for weight control success. Now, Be Slim is an acronym that stands for B for breakfast, E for exercise, S for support, L for low-fat meals 5 to 6 times a day, I for individual plan, and M for monitoring. Everything you need to know to begin the weight loss phase is covered in what we call our Quick Start book that will come with your food. It's critical that you read this book cover to cover before you begin. Now, if you do not, your chances of success will dramatically diminish, believe me. If you follow the protocols of the program and let your health coach guide you, we can help you attain a healthy weight. You will also receive the Habits of Health Lifestyles brochure that will instruct you on how to begin the journey to a longer, healthier life. Now, this booklet will give you an overview of the course material in Dr. A's Habits of Health book and its corresponding workbook, Living a Longer, Healthier Life. In the booklet, you'll also be given the recommended reading assignments to follow as you're losing weight so that you learn the knowledge to maintain a healthy weight and to live healthier for you for a lifetime. Dr. A's Habits of Health blueprint system takes the knowledge and transfers it to everyday choices through the companion guide in 4 progressive phases. Those phases are reach a safe, healthy weight, the lifetime weight control, optimal health, and then longevity. As a Take Shape for Life client, you're surrounded by a comprehensive bio network of support, which includes, first and foremost, your personal and free health coach that will be your guide and hold you accountable as you follow the program. Secondly is the MetaFast 5-in-1 plan to help you safely and rapidly lose the weight. Third is Dr. A's Habits of Health system that will give you the information to not only successfully lose weight, but also learn the lifestyle changes to move towards optimal health, to learn those habits. An online support community called Support in Motion that's available to you. This enables you to chart your journey, get great tips, blog with your other clients on the program, and a whole lot more. Fifth, we've got a virtual clinic which includes information from your health coach's website, powered by Take Shape for Life, live and recorded client support and Habits of Health weekly calls, and an application for your smartphone that will give you access to these and other tools as well. Sixth, our Be Slim Club gives you access to savings from 5 to 10% on free shipping on your orders. And then seventh, the overall support of Take Shape for Life, which includes client support, nutritional support, and a lot more. Now that you've learned about Take Shape for Life, I've got a few questions for you. First is, if you continue on your current health plan and path, is that okay with you? If you could have optimal health in your life, is this something you'd want? Does this program look like the right match for you? And last but not least, are you ready to start the journey? If you are, then let me show you how easy it is to get started. We'll need to do a quick client profile. We'll need to help you pick out your menu plan. We can either customize it or begin with a variety pack. We have several options to save you money and get you free shipping, and then we'll just need to order your food. Once your food is ordered, you'll receive it in 3 to 5 business days. In the meantime, I'll provide you with information so that you can review it prior to getting started. On the day before you begin, call me and we will review what you'll need to do to begin. Then we'll touch base for a few minutes on day 1, 2, and 3. And as you start the program, and then once a week on your weigh-in day. And of course, if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact your health coach at any time. So if you're ready to go, we're ready to coach and help you create the health you've always wanted. So at this point, I would tell you and encourage you to get back to the person who invited you here tonight and tell them you want to get started, and we'll get you on your way to optimal health. And thanks for listening.